Let's do this. So, this is a 2004 Mazda RX-8. And basically, until I can figure out something else to fill Sundays, I'm going to try to fill it with this, and then maybe I can at least get some progress going on it. This is a 2-rotor engine, which is pretty much the entire reason I got this car. Some of the gaskets, whether it's for the oil control rings or the outer edge gaskets, are essentially blown, so it is burning a lot of oil. Basically, I went and picked up a kit from Atkins Rotary. My goal is to pluck the engine out, which you can see I got a lot of the accessories off and a lot of the stuff cleared out of the engine bay so I can pluck out the engine. I already have the bell housing bolts off, so all I should have left to do is finish taking off the engine mounts, which there's a bolt down there. That's where it goes to. I already have that bolt off. The other one's almost impossible to see. Kind of hate this car for this reason. You need to completely remove the engine mount from both the frame and the engine in order to get it out, at least in my very limited experience opinion. This is going to be fun. It is a 6-speed manual, which is the other reason I got it. So once I get it running good, I can go and actually have some fun with it. Rear-wheel drive car. I think the thing altogether weighs less than 3,000 pounds, although until you put me in it, that is. Went ahead and actually unbolted the hood and removed the front bumper. They kind of easily come off and go back on that way. Makes it easy. I don't really understand why when a lot of people do any kind of severe engine work or remove engines, they don't just completely remove the hood. It's going to come in pretty handy because I'm pretty much going to have to cart in the cherry picker through here, hold or mount it to the engine, get a slight amount of tension on it, take off or jack up and put it on jack stands, take off the wheels, go through the wheel well, and then I can get to those bolts. Those ones I could probably reach from the top of the engine bay, but on the other side, you can barely see the arm right there with the mount. I can't even see the bolts over there. Past couple weeks it has been very liberally spraying a lot of WD-40 penetrant in there, kind of just hoping to get those bolts a little loosened up by the time I finally get down there and get working on them. Should also mention it is about the middle of November right now, which is kind of the worst time to be doing a engine removal and rebuild, and gonna get a little cold soon. Not entirely sure what the guy before me was thinking, or if it was even the person before him. These are some interestingly painted tires, although some of the paint is kind of starting to peel up already. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to repaint these or not before I end up trying to sell it. Now, the real unfortunate part is, whether it's a person before me or even before him, the original shift knob was removed, which kind of sucks a little bit. They had some little aluminum red ball that burned the crap out of your hand in the blazing heat of the summers. And I was in the middle of 3D printing some Darth Maul lightsabers when one of the prints failed partway through. So now I have a Darth Maul themed shift knob printed out of PLA plus plastic. It survived the rest of summer and it didn't really seem to warp. So we'll see how it actually drives with that once I get this thing working proper. One of the more interesting features about this car is what they call suicide doors, which actually work rather decently. On the other side especially, I can even get in there, sit perfectly comfortable, and close the little door, and I mean, it's just cozy. It's like it hugs you. It's pretty cool. I did go through here and already, I don't think there's any way I'm going to be able to show you, but I installed JBL speakers all throughout. I figured they'd probably be at least on par, if not better, than the 2004 Bose speakers that were in here and came stock. Some more cool aspects about this vehicle is I think it has a limited slip differential from the factory, which will be fun. It actually comes with, I think they're bi-xenon projector headlights. I'm not sure about the bi-xenon. They're definitely factory projectors, although this strip here was added aftermarket, as it's not present in the other one, and somebody glued in a tiny little rotary model. One of the other nice things is it comes with factory oil coolers, although I kind of need to straighten out some of those fins so they actually work better. Because oddly enough, these engines really do have a overheating problem, whether it's with coolant or oil. They also have a flooding problem. I did pick up the upgraded starter motor. Basically, I think it's about an extra horsepower total for the starter. A lot more torque, so that way if you have any kind of flooding problems, you can get rid of them a lot quicker. I also picked up a thermostat that's a little bit cooler, so it should open up sooner. A lot of other guys will go through and they'll try to mess with the relay and either change it to a different relay or put a relay in there that has another sensor or even a toggle switch that goes up into the cab. I'm not entirely a fan of that. I just figured I'd put in a different thermostat and see if it actually has any issues. I'm also going to put some spacers up where the hood connects. It'll act as a natural hood vent that way. One of the last somewhat serious mods is going to be a separate temperature gauge for the coolant. Basically, it just installs on the end of one of those hoses or partway through it. The gauge goes in there and you give it power wires to the accessory. That way it doesn't, drain your battery. But for some reason, the factory gauge on the cluster in these doesn't work as well. Not entirely sure why or how that really got past quality control. But yeah, it's kind of got some of a sun-bathed patina going on. There's not even any clear coat left on here. That's a completely smooth transition. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to paint it, wrap it, or just leave it as it is. There's some tiny spots where some rust is starting to form. I think I might try to take care of those with like a little clear coat pin or something, but we'll see. That's it for now. Either guys will start getting more updates about this, or I'll find a game to fill in for Sundays, and then I can keep procrastinating. See you guys next time.